But we are also facing a very critical moment, not only in the United States, but also in India. The Modi government in India is perhaps the worst that India has ever experienced from the day it became independent. If Mahatma Gandhi was still alive, he would denounce this government. Oh yes, he'll denounce it. And they'd probably want to assassinate him again. If Mahatma Gandhi, Mohandas Gandhi was alive, they would assassinate him again. This is the worst government that that India has ever had. And it's time for us to speak out and speak out courageously and boldly on this subject. The Indian government has not only acted recklessly on Kashmir, and we'll have more to speak about that, but the Indian government has compounded its mistakes, its reckless mistakes over Kashmir, with also a citizenship law in which refugees coming into India can have their citizenship expedited to become citizens of the Republic of India. But this law is applicable only to others and not to Muslims. If you are a Christian, you can get the fast track. If you are a Jew, you are a Christian, you can get the fast track. The Buddhists can get the fast track, but not the Muslim. It excludes Muslim. And the whole of India is an uproar over this law because it strikes against the very secular foundations of the state, which discriminates against a certain religion for citizenship, and very rightly so. And it is discriminatory to the Muslims, who feel very offended by this. And the uproar has now turned into public protests and demonstrations all over India. And what the government has responded with, the political party which rules over India, they have sent their goons, their thugs, to wage acts of persecution, to persecute, to attack those who are protesting. But what they have done is to target Muslims. And now in the capital city itself of Delhi, New Delhi, you have riots taking place. These are riots which are directed against Muslims. And Modi's goons and Modi's thugs are attacking Muslims on the streets. Muslims are being killed. I hope the Indian High Commissioner in Trinidad is listening, because he has nothing with which he can respond, absolutely nothing with which he can respond, so shut up. The Muslims are being attacked on the streets. Masajid are being built, are being burnt down in India. And this is the worst that the country has experienced in several years. Anti-Muslim riots. But the good news for the world other than Modi and his supporters is that there are Hindus in India who are now protecting Muslims. And there are Hindus in India who are now protecting the masajid. Shame on you, supporters of Modi and his government. Shame on you that these are Hindus, and they are better informed than you, and they have better hearts than you have. They are protecting the Muslims. These are Hindus. And they are protecting the masajid, plural of masjid in India. And so what do the Muslims of India, what guidance can we offer to them? Number one, recognize that there was a possibility for Muslims and Hindus to live together peacefully in India after British imperialism had ended. That was a possibility. But that possibility was destroyed because, number one, Gandhi was assassinated, and number two, the Khilafat movement was destroyed. Gandhi and the Khilafat movement had come together in an alliance, a Hindu-Muslim alliance. And if that had succeeded, there would have been Hindu-Muslim peace and friendship in India. But it was destroyed. But because Gandhi was the highly respected leader of the Hindus, and because he showed that he was prepared to make an alliance with Muslims, it means that the Hindu psyche will always remain open for a friendly relations with Muslims. And so my advice to Muslims living in Delhi, where the riots are taking place, and in other cities around Delhi, where it is now spreading, my advice to you is to turn to the Hindu who is your friend. The Hindu who has not been corrupted, his heart has not been corrupted with hatred for Islam, which can never be removed. Yes, of course, Muslim Hindus have a right to feel offended by Islam because Islam came to India and ruled over India for so many centuries. Yes. The Hindus never invited the Muslims to come to rule. The Muslims came as imperialists. And you have to denounce it, because Islam is not imperialism. And if you denounce that Muslim rule over India as imperialism, you're going a good way. You're opening the door for rapprochement with Hindus. And also Babri. How many times did I advise you? If the Hindus believe that that spot in Babri was where Ram was born, then we don't need any historical evidence, no deed, nothing of the sort. Out of respect for the Hindu religious consciousness, we say, no, we will no longer have a masjid in Babri. That is yours. We don't even ask you to give us an alternative plot of land. No. We'll find another place to build a masjid. But out of respect for the Hindu religious consciousness, we will vacate Babri. This is what I advised. But the hotheads insulted me and abused me. And now look today. The Indian Supreme Court has given Babri to the Hindus, and these hotheads are now silent. They can do nothing they can do, the hotheads. They have capacity to think, but they don't think. And so, if you mention to the Hindu, yes, we made a mistake on Babri. We should have said Babri belongs to you. Yes, we denounced the Muslim rule over India for all these years. It had nothing to do with Islam, it was imperialism. Then it is possible for you to reach out to Hindus, and those Hindus can protect you. Yes, your protection can come from the Hindus. This is Sunnah. Allah wants you to follow the Sunnah. And when Nabi Muhammad ﷺ had no friends, nowhere, no one to protect him, what did he do? He went to Taif to seek help from Taif, because Halima Sa'adiyah was from Banu Bakr in Taif, that tribe, the woman who had suckled him, his foster mother. But Taif rejected him and put their boys to stone him. And there's blood flowing from his body as he returned to Mecca, all alone. And when he returned to Mecca, he could not enter his own city because his own tribe would not support him and protect him, because Abu Talib was now dead. And one forlorn single man standing outside of Mecca cannot enter his own city. But he would not give up his mission. Not even with the sun in my right hand and the moon in my left would I give up my mission. But my mission allows me to turn to someone who is worshipping the idols, yes, and ask him for help. And he sent a message to someone, I can't remember his name. And that man had the goodness in his heart to come with his sons and to make a public declaration, Muhammad ﷺ is under my protection. And that was how he was able to enter Makkah and be protected and have security. This is the Sunnah of the Prophet. So if he could turn to someone who is worshipping the idols in Mecca and seek protection from him, you can turn to the Hindus in India and ask them for help and protection.